In the universe of Wistoria, society is protected by wizards who face invaders who nearly destroyed the world in the past. To maintain their strength and ensure everyone's safety, these wizards challenge each other in intense battles for supremacy. With the plot still developing, determining who is the most powerful is a challenge. However, based solely on the fights shown in the anime and manga, some characters stand out. 10. Wignall. Wignall, an elf with natural magical abilities, stood out as one of the best students in his year at Regarden, which is why he was recruited by Lehana. He is an expert in wind magic, using spells such as Zephyros Claw to cut enemies and Verdes Lana to create mini tornadoes. His main weakness is his lack of mastery of fantasy magic. Although most elves can materialize illusions, Wignall only acquired this ability while working with Will. His ranking is low, as his skills are not as effective in combat as some of his peers, much less comparable to Vander's magic. 9. Shaun. Shaun, one of Will's first challenges, is one of Regarden's most skilled mages, belonging to House Ulster. He has a natural talent for flame magic, with powerful spells such as Ilflam Bertilion. At first, his lack of experience in the dungeons left Will having to save him from a dark sentinel. Since then, Shaun has stepped up his efforts and proven himself in the dungeon and against the Dinobolos. Ranked among the top 3 students in his class, Shaun was quickly integrated into the Flame faction after entering the tower. Although he has become a formidable rival for Will, he is still below the protagonist. 8. Lehana. Lehana Owenzos is Regarden's most outstanding student and is part of House Owenzos. She works hard to become an exceptional knight capable of protecting her allies. Her pursuit of perfection has led her to achieve top marks in all aspects of academics and practical skills. In combat, Lehana uses the Owen Seek Liesol Dua spell to move at incredible speeds and defeat her enemies. Her skill was crucial in protecting Will's friend Colette in the dungeon, and she has continued to hone her skills since joining the Lightning faction. Her speed allows her to keep up with Will in battles against Shade. 7. Julius. Julius Reinberg, one of Regarden's 3 best students, is a master of ice magic. His exceptional skill makes him arrogant and dismissive of those less skilled. Although he does not create his own magic, he is highly respected for his ability to replicate complex Elfarian magic. With his Ars Weiss technique, he can create up to 8 clones that explode when they get close to opponents. Additionally, he has access to Zelunia Collis, a massive ice crystal capable of destroying powerful monsters. Despite his talent, he was easily defeated by Will in their first fight. 6. Shade. Shade, a recent character in the manga, is shrouded in mystery. She works for the villains, but her motivations have yet to be revealed. Shade is an expert in puppet magic, an art considered so disgusting that it was supposedly extinct ages ago. She controls enemies through a special scent and uses chain magic to imprison people, allowing her to mobilize almost unlimited soldiers. Despite her potential, she is unable to overcome Will, especially when he uses his Wiz Reloaded ability, which is less impressive than his full transformation. 5. Will. Will Seaford, despite being born without the ability to cast spells, is one of the most powerful characters in the series. His relentless training in the dungeon has honed his instincts, making him more agile and perceptive than many mages of his class. While other mages may specialize in freezing enemies, Will is able to react appropriately to various situations with speed. His mastery of the sword puts him on par with the best mages in his school. With the activation of Whis, he raises his power to levels that surpass even many of his teachers. Will has managed to defeat formidable opponents such as Mage Killer Dinobolos and Divine single-handedly, something his teachers could not. However, he remains in 5th place, as he is unable to utilize his full power without assistance and for prolonged periods. Still, Will is on his way to becoming one of the most notable swordsmen in the series. 4. Edward. Edward Serfens, one of Will's most rigorous instructors, is a master of dark magic. Although he attempted to ascend to the position of Magia Vander and failed, he eventually returned to the lower levels to become a teacher. Early in the series, Edward demonstrated his skills in a fight against Will. Edward favors low-level magic, such as Dax Darbicans, which he can cast simultaneously to knock down opponents. His combination of dark magic spells and barriers was enough to significantly hinder Will's attacks, who managed to land only 1 hit, even though Edward clearly held back his skills. 3. Mars and Headless. Mars and Headless, two members of Gotia in the manga, share the third position. Both have significant accomplishments, but neither is enough to make them stand out individually. Mars nearly defeated Werkner, while Headless was shown eliminating several teachers in the dungeon. Mars is a master with knives and is agile enough to defeat flying dragons, while Headless is known for his brute strength, even managing to destroy a dungeon guardian. Their effectiveness against a Magiavander is unclear, but neither felt confident enough to face them without weakening them first. 2. Zeo Thorzeus. Zeo Thorzeus Reinbold is another Magiavander and displays a power befitting his title. He is one of the most impressive characters in the anime with his electrical abilities. Unlike other Magiavander who avoid unnecessary battles, Zeo actively seeks out confrontations, which gives him unmatched combat experience and allowed him to descend to the 48th floor of the dungeon alone. Although Zeo has only been seen in one battle so far, his skill is clearly above most other characters. Although Elfaria casts spells faster, Zeo's combat experience balances the scales. In combat, Zeo often uses magic to enhance her movements and defense rather than casting complex spells, rivaling Elfaria in strength, with their battle ending in a draw. 1. Elfaria. Elfaria, the protagonist's childhood friend and love interest, is arguably the strongest of the Magiavanders. Despite being the youngest to hold this position, her mastery of ice magic is unmatched. She has developed a vast array of magic from a young age, and despite being called the incarnation of laziness, she is extremely capable in combat. Elfaria has defeated Eleanor Jozalf in an ice magic duel and stands out for her speed in casting spells. Her determination and passion are evident in battle, and while there may be others stronger, none come close to her level. Zeo is the only one who has managed to draw with her in combat, and her strength increases even further with will support. Elfaria is well on her way to establishing herself as one of the most powerful mages in shonen anime. The characters featured in Wistoria display a wide range of abilities and combat styles, each contributing in their own unique way to the series' magical universe. While Will and Edward demonstrate distinct strengths in their respective fields, Mars and Headless showcased the impact of their specialized skills. Zeo Thorzeus and Elfaria represent the pinnacle of magical power, with Elfaria standing out as the most powerful to date. The evolution and confrontations between these characters continue to enrich the plot, promising more exciting developments for the future of the series.